Knights of Vex, it has been an absolute crazy couple of weeks for Galaxy of Heroes. The amount of misses by Capital Games is insane. This whole Datacron fiasco is off the charts, like bananas. But there has been an update from the video of yesterday. Capital Games has come out with a post. They're going to be rolling back the changes that were made to the Datacrons that we had on our roster prior to the nerf of the Attackercron / the nerf of our entire Datacron stash. So, whatever you had before yesterday's update is coming back. There's more to it. There are a lot of positives and negatives with the change that is coming. So, we're going to get to the post in a moment. But just to start out, the Attackercron is still getting nerf / bug fixed. So, the way they had it was, when you do a special ability, you do 25% more damage for each buff on the enemy. It's now going to 5%. And there was apparently a bug with AoE damage that you're doing way more than intended with AoE attackers. So, I've done some testing on my ult account while streaming. The Attackercron is strong on some teams and weaker on others. And I'll go over that later on. Maybe a different video once I do more testing. But looks like Master Mace is still insane. Looks like Ray got a little bit weaker, but we're going to have to do more testing. I was able to pull off some counters I wasn't able to pull off before, but that'll be discussed later. We got to talk about is what is actually coming with the changes that Capital Games is mentioning. So, it's very strange. It's like they made a major mess up, and now we're getting a positive out of it, but then later on a negative, and you're going to find out in a second. So, we're going to head over to Capital Games' post, and I'm going to show you guys over here what we're talking about. So, Chrome released a post last night, which is, 2 hours after I'm posting this in the morning, called Datacron Issue 1217. Hi, Hollow Table Heroes. With Wednesday's update, we made an attempt to fix the overpowered attacker affix Datacrons, which they're not wrong. It's very bananas overpowered, but encountered several issues which resulted in not granting players sufficient resources to return their previous power and investment for Pillars of War. People who were affected will have the state of their entire Pillars of War Datacrons inventories reverted to the state they were in before the update altered them, excluding focus Datacrons. So like I said earlier, whatever you had prior to this update, you'll be getting back. So whatever material that Capital Games gave us post-update, do not spend it until they fix your current roster, because you're going to be getting a lot more material. Do not spend it. Hold on to it. This will not impact any other parts of your inventory. The attacker affix will be updated to deal less damage per buff, in addition to the bug fix that was causing AoE damage to deal more than intended damage. Well, AoE attacks to deal more than intended damage. We are working on this hotfix, and we intend to release it by end of day tomorrow. So, hopefully that doesn't have any issues either. We're on a track record where it's like, okay, we're going to be surprised and shocked if there isn't a bug or a problem with the update. There's still, Jacasa New was bugged twice on that Nightfall event. That needs to come back a third time fix, in my opinion, but we're going to have to see. Take CG's word for it. Hopefully, it's rolled out correctly. I don't want them to make a mistake. I'm not looking forward to it. Please come out with the right intended update. So, at least that's getting fixed by the end of the day tomorrow. With this hotfix, we will grant players new level 0 Pillars of War Datacrons for each attacker Datacron you have in your inventory. +1, so even if you have no attacker Datacrons, or even no Datacrons, you will get 1 Pillars of War Datacron. So they're giving you Datacrons based on the amount of Attackercrons that you had previously, and if you didn't have any of them, or no Datacrons, you're getting a free Pillars of War Datacron. And now they mentioned that these Datacrons are in addition to your attacker Datacrons you received from the rollback, not replacing them. So, again, you're just getting some more Datacrons than you had previously. We will also receive all the materials needed to take these Datacrons to level 9, which is very big. To make sure everyone has enough data cache to level up these Datacrons, we will be reducing the data cache cost to improve Pillars of War Datacrons levels by 90%. I don't know how if you guys don't know how big that is, it's going to be dirt cheap to get these Datacrons up to max. 90% decrease, that is crazy. So they give an example. To upgrade from level 2 to level 3 will cost $30,000 instead of $300,000. It is a night and day difference. It's actually a breeze. So that's somewhat of a positive, but it could be considered a negative. You'll see later on. All players will receive 20,000 Alteration MK1, 20,000 MK2, and 20,000 MK3 reroll mats. That is an absurdly high number. I mean, I've never seen anyone have high numbers like that. That is crazy. So they're really giving out the reroll mats. And we'll be setting the data cache cost of rerolling to 1 data cache. That's crazy. So we'll talk about it. This is to cover reroll costs for all of your Datacrons for the Pillars of War set. Because of this amount of reroll materials going to all players, the dust value for reroll materials for this set will be set to 0. That kind of sucks. Not gonna lie. That's gonna affect the next season. I'm not a fan of that. So, might be a positive now. Gonna affect you later on for the new set when all your reroll mats are set to 0. They won't carry over. So it's a huge slap in the face. Not a fan of it at all. It's gonna mess up the entire rhythm that we had with reroll mats. Because we will be rolling back the Datacron inventories of impacted players in the near future, those impacted players should not invest in Datacrons until the rollback is complete, as any changes made during this period would be lost as a result of the rollback. We will identify any players impacted by this and return their lost items, but we recommend holding off on any new investments in Datacrons for now. So like I said earlier, do not invest into Datacrons until this update hits, which is end of day tomorrow. Hold on to your material. Don't do any reroll mats. Don't do any crazy things now. Hold off until CG fixes this update. We deeply apologize for this issue and hope these additional resources help you in your journey. So, just want to go over it again. CG messed up the Datacron nerf, brought everyone's attacker crons to level 5, got rid of all the wordy crons, messed up. Their proposed change is to roll back to what we had, give everyone free Datacrons, lower the cost of upgrading the Datacrons, give everyone unlimited Datacron reroll mats, and make the cost 1. At the end of the season, those reroll mats are going to have a value of 0, so they're not going to carry over. So, what this means is, I'm going to show you in a second. I mean, it's going to be applicable to everybody, but this could be a little more, cause more harm than good. So, what that means is we're going to head back into game. You're going to see Datacrons, and it's showing it here. The amount of Datacrons you're going to see with 380% armor pen, or 100% health, or 150% critical damage, off the charts. Off the charts. Every single team is going to have banana bonkers stats, and it's going to make matches up more miserable, more difficult. Even though the attacker cron is gone, the stats alone are going to be nuts. So, the thing is that we're all going to have access to it, but I don't know what it's going to be like for every Datacron, because there's going to be, Krakens that have all these Datacrons and all 30 with crazy stats that every character and every squad are going to have 300% armor pen, 120% health. Craziness. All craziness. So, get ready for some pretty nuts battles. I think especially in Kyber 1, you're going to see crazy stats on these Datacrons. So, that's something I'm concerned with. Do I get to use it myself? Yes. But I also have to face it. So, it's a weird stance. So, I'm not a fan of that. And then, like I said earlier, the reroll mat value going to 0 is going to impact a future set. Once a new set starts, you usually have some reroll mats. You have materials that you can use for your new Datacrons. That's going to be impacted. Not a big fan of that at all. So, that's pretty much what we have to deal with. That's what we have to deal with. I'm not a fan of how this was rolled out. I'm not a fan of this change. It's weird. I'd rather them just roll back what we had, take the nerf Datacron, and just give us some materials for some other stuff. I mean, don't affect the reroll conversion rate for the next season. That's kind of annoying. Not a big fan of that, but we're going to have to see how this plays out. We're getting more Datacrons. We're getting unlimited reroll mats. It's going to help us out temporarily for their mess up, but it's going to hurt us in the future, and I think matchups are going to be way, way more annoying. So, let me know what you guys thought down below, or what you think down below about this whole change and this update. Personally, I have concerns. Looks like a positive, but it could also be looked at as a negative. So, again, leave your comments down below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content. And I'll see you, Knights of X, in the next one. May the Force be with you all.